we're on staff, and we got word that the deacons were having their Christmas banquet, yearly banquet, And all the deacons were going to meet in the garden room at the church, and, they were going to eat with their wives, and Dr. Price was going to stand up and thank them for their service and all that stuff. And so Eric Ferguson and I were asked to come up with some kind of entertainment, And so that movie RoboCop had come out a year or two, or I don't know how before that, and that movie's about this guy who's half man, half robot, and I hadn't even seen the movie, but so Eric and I come up with this thing that we were going to do called Robo Deacon. So at the end of the meal, everybody's sitting there, and I walk out, and we had written it out real quick, probably that morning, And Dr. Price had a formality about him with everything that he did, and he wanted everything decently and in order, and the worship services were, well timed and planned, but you knew what to expect. He would walk in, and when it was prayer time or the offertory time, he'd kneel down, and all the guys on staff would kneel down with him. And I remember when we were up on the stage, we did not. We were never trained or taught, here's what you do at this point in the service. It was all baptism by osmosis, So we're in the services, and we were sitting on the platform, and then suddenly everybody kneels, and we're like, oh, so we're dealing with these guys, and then they'd stand up, and we're standing up with them, and so then whoever the deacon of the week was, he would go up during the offertory. You'd have that one Sunday, and you would hear people talking about it. My husband's been preparing, in like 3 weeks he's going to be deacon of the week. He's preparing for that offertory, But because it was a timed service and it was only an hour long and it was on television, if anybody ever got long-winded in that prayer, Roger Christian would walk up behind him and say, "Amen," like that, and it was basically "shut up now," And so it didn't matter where they were in the prayer, Lord, we want to thank you, Amen. It's going to go right. It's going to turn right into an amen. Amen, amen.
A certain amount of minutes, and they can do it.
That's right.
It's over.
Did we do that to Joe?
No.
So Eric. I'm standing up and I'm acting like now I am like a salesman or something for the church, and somebody else carts in Eric, and he's in a suit and he's on a hand trucks, and they bring him in and they prop him over there, and he's standing there like this, And we said we want to introduce the church to Robo Deacon. This Robo Deacon model, this is the XL, 285, PX model. He has been programmed to be able to handle all the responsibilities of deacons in the church. And Eric's sitting up there, and he's like, "Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good to see you, And so he also has been programmed to be able to handle the formality of our services. So I knelt down like this, and then Eric knelt right there with me, and I'd stand up, he'd stand up, and then I would go up and down, and he would stay right with me, And then we said he can also pray during the offertory, He's like, "Dear Lord," and I would say, "Amen." He said, "Amen." And so anyway, we walked through that. This is going to help transform the church and whatever. We made it up, I think, that morning, put it together, and we didn't realize it, but people were laughing hard. And
then you said, "Bless the gift and the giver."
Oh yeah, bless the gift and the giver. In the service. But that ended up being a bigger hit than we thought it was going to be.
The funniest thing.
I don't know if you remember, there was a part of the skit where the robot had been programmed for a hospital visit.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
I don't know if you remember that part. That was hilarious. It was in the hospital room.
It was so funny.
It was fun.
We had a lot of fun.
This was for a deacon's meeting, dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, how did, so Bill was a deacon now.
We get a lot of mail from prisons, but the one I think she's referring to, there was a women's prison. War room was shown to 800 inmates, I think.
That's right.
800 inmates, and at the end, the front was covered in ladies coming down for prayer and asking God to help them, rededicating their lives. And a number of them accepted Christ for the first time. I don't remember the number, but it was significant. And one of them wrote to us and said how powerful it was. And so we see God making inroads, not just in other countries, but from government to prisons and schools and
That lady
businesses.
was on death row.
Yeah.
That
We do remember some stories, but honestly, the stories come in like a waterfall, and it's just hard to retain all of them. You can just spend all day just reading emails and letters and do that all day long, and so.
Well, she said it changed her lives
Yeah.
and the others with her on death row.
Yeah.
We had an email yesterday come in that Sony has decided to release War Room in Japan in theaters.
Oh.
And so Tokyo was one of the cities mentioned. There was some major cities. Now, we're used to it being in theaters in the U.S., but usually other countries only get it on DVD. So if a movie comes out in theaters in those other countries, Courageous came out in about 20 other countries, primarily Spanish-speaking countries. And then War Room expanded even more than that.
42, I think. 42.
In theaters, just specifically theaters. So that was a big deal. And then the DVD now, but to hear that it's coming out in Japan in theaters.
So here's the funny thing. You all remember years ago, whether they were kids shows or cartoons, they take Japanese media and they,
You're shooting video.
Okay, we can all say cheese. Everybody say cheese. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Okay.
Wait, let me get everybody.
It's doing video, so we can move.
All right. Great.
Hey, everybody wave at the camera.
Hi,
Show the camera.
It's good to see all of you.
Good to see y'all.
Bless you.
Ooh, let's not start cooking.
Good to see you, Steve.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure the kids get some of that
I'm a
cake.
hugging person. I'm not shaking hands. Give my love to
Good to see you again.
And I'll get you a Stevie. Give my love to you.
All right.
Thank you for the video. Yeah, thanks for that.
Appreciate you coming by to see us too.
Oh, yes.
You had to take time ahead.
That's good. That is good. Somebody's got to share with me.
Somebody take it with this.
Give it to Mike. He's helping us.
Bob, what channel is yours going to be on?
We'll put on the internet.
Got it. Yeah.
Last time I was here, had the camera in the
Oh, come on, your
Tell them those things they work.
I put a lot of my
All the time, whether you want them to or not.
I've pulled mine off and the choir pictures on Easter. I had mine made one time, when you put it up, and I took it out. And I just hadn't had any more made.
Why don't we do that real quick?
They keep bagging. Oh, they're terrible. I'm much prettier than pictures, I know. You do.
I gotta go check out the gazebo.
I want to. Oh, it's gorgeous.
I'm going to the restroom again. My entire radio is telling me I got to do something.
Well, we don't have to go because we got 4 more.
Oh, that's right. They've got a lot of
Oh, Bill, y'all leaving? You still taking videos?
Yeah, still take video. Say something.
Something?
Yeah.
I got my
Hi, Bob.
Hey, you're
Oh,
on
this
there.
goes bad.
We'll be on YouTube tonight.
You don't need me in there, do you? Huh? Daddy? You need me in there? I need to get my pocketbook. Should I get my pocketbook?
Even hotter tomorrow than yesterday. I think they said it'll be 82 here tomorrow. Bye, Paula.
Bye. Y'all behave. Y'all work real hard Wednesday.
How much we enjoy.
You better, because we're not there. You need to go.
I work hard every time I go, trying to get them watching.
I know.
Me and Bill go one, I pick them up.
I can't. I ain't going to.